Are you still favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
No. I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you feel
big. Yeah, I like Terence. I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of the threat, and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that. And I guess that's what happened in Riyadh, because I travelled with him to the fight, and but it's a 50-50 fight. I think gun to head, I'm probably picking Crawford right now. But I want Canelo to win. And he can win for sure. But Terence is going to make it really tricky and awkward for him. And I don't think he's going to like that kind of fight.
Good fight. If 168 pounds, I think it's Canelo, but it's Canelo better technique, because 50-50. If 12 rounds, Crawford win, I think. If knockout, it's Canelo.
What makes Crawford so difficult to fight?
People can't stop talking about how Terence Crawford's body has transformed into a powerful force as he gets ready to face Canelo Alvarez. Well-known boxing coach and analyst Teddy Atlas spoke to Fight Hub TV about the potential mega matchup between the two fighters. He mentioned that taking on the American southpaw wouldn't be easy. Not many are ready to push themselves like Crawford does. Personally, I'd never want to fight that man. Maybe age will slow him down someday, but I doubt any weight class will.
Alvarez thinks you're not a 54-pounder. In other words, you say, nah, he's too small.
That's his take. There's a reason why Israel was so respectful in the fight. Anytime I let my hands go, he would grab me or move. For the bigger guy, you should have been walking me down. You should have been bullying me. Canelo can say, what do you say?
He just doesn't feel like you're a 54-pounder. He believes.
Noah Ehlers doesn't think you belong in the 154-pound division. Basically, he's saying, nah, you're too small. That's how he sees it. He points out that Israel showed a lot of respect during the fight. Every time I threw punches, he either held on or backed away, and he's the bigger guy. He should have been pressuring me, pushing me around. Canelo can say whatever he wants, but Noah just doesn't see you as a true 154-pound fighter. That's what he believes. As Terence Crawford gets ready for his upcoming super middleweight showdown with Canelo Alvarez this September, most people see him as the underdog, and that's exactly how he likes it. Going up against the much stronger Mexican star, Crawford will have to overcome a big size disadvantage. For the first time in his 17-year career, he's entering a fight as the betting underdog. That tends to happen when a future Hall of Famer moves up 2 weight classes to challenge another all-time great and 4-division champ like Alvarez. Still, the footage shows Crawford matching up well, standing at 5 feet 8 inches. He has a slight height edge and a 4-inch reach advantage. At 37, he's 3 years older than Alvarez, but has had 25 fewer fights and logged 263 fewer rounds.
Every time I see him, he'll come and be like, Canelo?
Yeah, you know how Billy do it too, yeah.
Every time, I'll be like, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
So, every time he say that, I just be like gradually getting into like looking at it, like okay, and he's not that big, he heavy, but he not that big,
right?
And I'm just like, all right, I'm laughing, but at the same,
it's not my job to stop him. I just need to beat him. I'm not stepping into the ring hoping for a knockout against Canelo. Could it happen? Of course, Crawford said in a detailed interview with The Ring. When I look at Canelo, I see a smaller guy who moved up in weight because the bigger fighters are slower. They might land something, but he usually sees it coming. Even if they hit him hard, he knows how to roll with it. He comes from a lighter division, where fighters were quicker and more agile. I did too, but we were also smarter and faster. Crawford recently posted a photo of a scale showing 186 pounds. When asked what he really weighed then, he laughed and said 140 pounds.
Stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but He went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. You know, so let's not do that.
Crawford started his pro career in 2008 at 137 pounds. After capturing the lightweight title, he went on to dominate the 140 and 147-pound divisions. He now holds the WBA 154-pound title after beating Israil Madrimov last summer. Alvarez began his journey in 2005 as a 15-year-old at 139 pounds and has since claimed titles at 154, 160, 168, and 175 pounds. He could become a two-time undisputed super middleweight champion if he beats William Skull on May 3rd in Saudi Arabia. Crawford believes that if Canelo gets caught with a sharp punch he doesn't see coming, he can definitely be hurt.
I respect Crawford. He's a great fighter, and I always say that. No disrespect him, but sometimes it's a little crazy that people talking about a small fighter like Charlo. He's big, which he is big, and everybody's talking about if I'm gonna face Crawford.
He's not a machine. He's human just like me. He bleeds the same way I do. I'm not going into the fight thinking, I can't hurt this guy, but knocking him out isn't my goal. I'm going to fight my fight, and if the knockout comes, I'll take it. Canelo has only lost twice in his career, once to Floyd Mayweather and once to Dimitri Bivol. He faced Mayweather back in 2013 when he was still a rising star. Many believe Terence Crawford's style is similar to Mayweather's, so beating Crawford could prove how much Canelo has grown as a fighter.
I'm going with Terence Crawford, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years, I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat.
In an interview with Boo, former world champion Barry McGuigan shared his thoughts on the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford fight. He didn't hold back, saying, I think Crawford needs to get his power and timing back.
Canelo's now 10-0 at super middleweight, but largely untouchable at this weight class. Why do you believe that you're the man to knock him off?
I'm the best. That's why. That's why everybody gonna come and watch September 12th.
All right, bud. Good luck on September 12th.
He's an old school fighter with sharp timing, much like Sugar Ray Robinson. He'll make you miss for a while, then strike back. But to handle Canelo's power early on, Crawford has to stay quick, get in and out fast, and avoid standing still too long. Barry McGuigan also said Crawford has to fight smart and not slip up. Canelo invites you to trade punches, but Crawford won't fall for that early on. Instead, he'll stay slippery and hard to catch, doing everything he can to avoid getting dragged into a back-and-forth brawl that won't suit him.
Crawford to call you out at 68, say that he can beat you at this weight?
No, everybody wants to fight with me, so it's fine.
That being a biggest fight possible in boxing, is that something you'd actually be interested in?
It's crazy when you ask him about that, because you say, your Machado is coming out of the other weight classes and and he's welterweight. So don't make sense. But if the fight made sense, why not?
A lot of people have him at number one.
And you can see the same tendencies that Canelo has now, but he's a lot older now. But I just think that Terence has more skills than Lara, and I think he can do more. And you're saying that, Canelo.
When Canelo starts to slow down, that's when you press forward and exchange punches. But Canelo will be ready for that. Barry McGuigan recently pointed out that Tim Bradley used his influence to push Canelo Alvarez into giving Terence Crawford the fight he's been chasing. At 37, Crawford is eager for the matchup, but hasn't earned it by beating top contenders at 168 or 175. Bradley is urging Canelo, the unified super middleweight champ, not to walk away from the fight. Still, some believe Canelo has nothing to gain from it. They say the fight is a way for Crawford to secure a golden parachute, a big payday that lets him retire in style, possibly in a luxury home in Beverly Hills.
Man, technique. You already know. If you ever wrestled before, the person that got better technique usually win. It don't matter how much the weight they have or what they're carrying around. It's the technique. Crawford knows how to take care of himself on the inside.
Crawford showed he may have reached his limit moving up weight classes when he looked off in his last fight on August 3rd against 154-pound champ Israil Madrimov. He seemed slow and tired, and he kept taking shots from Madrimov's right hand all night. So after that performance, Canelo, why would you even consider facing him? Don't dodge this. You already avoided the Benavidez fight. Tim Bradley said on his YouTube channel that he doesn't care what people think or that he didn't take that fight. You're traveling all over Mexico like it doesn't matter, but people notice. Bradley says to make the fight with Crawford. It's the one everyone wants, and it would give Crawford the shot to prove his greatness to you and to the world.
He knows how to tie up. He knows how to rough guys up. He knows how to turn guys. He understands weight distribution, man. You know, not only that, the only way that I see Canelo beating Crawford is he got to knock him out. And one
Bud versus Canelo, who you pick? I'm gonna go for Crawford, cause then when he beats, you know, let's say he beats Canelo, and I get ammunition, so when I fight him, and I beat Crawford, beat Canelo. You know what I mean? Respecting BK all day, 718. What up? You heard? Yo, Jake.
Everyone keeps bringing up weight, saying things like, oh, Canelo's going to knock him out. But when was the last time Canelo actually knocked someone out? Let's stop with that talk. People say he'll stop Crawford, but Canelo is the same height, 5 feet 8 inches, and he started his career at 147 pounds. As Bradley pointed out, he's not a natural 168-pounder, and neither is Crawford. At 37, Crawford is bigger, stronger, and more skilled than people give him credit for. He had a close win over Israel Madrimov in his 154-pound debut in August, and many fans believe the Nebraska native is just too small and too old to jump up 14 pounds to 168 and challenge Canelo for his unified titles. Bradley's opinion isn't shared by most boxing fans, and he, along with others backing Crawford, has taken a fair amount of criticism for it.
Is the most violent force in boxing. And I don't think he's big enough to match with Canelo Alvarez, but I think he'd love to have a chance to prove it. Terence Crawford has gotten a lot of credit for what he's done, and he deserves it. The performance against Spence was spectacular. You know, I told everybody Terence Crawford's pound for pound #1. Most journalists and writers in the sport have ranked Terence Crawford pound for pound #1. 2 days ago, I said...
Many experts have already weighed in on how the fight might go, and veteran commentator Jim Lampley has now shared his take with Chris Mannix. Lampley spoke about how Alvarez improved after his loss to Mayweather, highlighting Canelo's counter-punching power and his ability to take hits. He showed a lot of respect for the Mexican star's achievements, but also predicted that Canelo will suffer at least one more loss before he retires. When asked if that loss could come against Crawford, Lampley said yes, but also gave high praise to Bud for his talent and skill.
Alvarez, how do you feel about not being pound for pound #1 anymore? He looked at me with a blank expression and said, what are you talking about? I'm still pound for pound #1. There's a 21-pound weight gap there. Terence Crawford's a 147-pound fighter. I'm sure he'd go as high as 160. Can he get Canelo Alvarez to come down from 68 to 60 to fight him? I don't know. You know, I'm not sure that Canelo would give...
I like Crawford in a matchup with Canelo, but I still think it's a great fight overall. My opinion might change as the fight gets closer, but Crawford reminds me a lot of Sugar Ray Robinson. He has that same mix of offense and defense, and there's a quiet, fierce edge in him that he can tap into whenever he needs it to win. Lampley also praised Crawford's dominant win over Errol Spence Jr., saying Crawford stands far above the rest. He added that Crawford and Canelo are the two top professionals of this era, which makes their potential clash something special. The possible Crawford versus Canelo fight in September in Las Vegas has fans buzzing. Why? Because it's a battle of styles, ring intelligence, and weight classes. As the date nears, predictions remain divided. Now, Jose Benavidez Sr., the older brother of WBC interim light heavyweight champ David Benavidez, has added his voice to the conversation. Jose previously faced Crawford in 2018, suffering a tough knockout loss in a WBO welterweight title fight. Having been in the ring with Crawford, he knows just how dangerous he is. Still, Jose also pointed out that his brother never got the opportunity to face Canelo, which in his view, robbed him of the chance to show his full potential.
He knows what he's doing. Canelo, you know, I mean, he's not that big of a guy. He obviously weighs more, but I mean, you can't take nothing from Crawford. He goes in there to win. So I mean, I feel like it'd be a good fight. You know, it sucks that my brother didn't get the opportunity, but I mean, only Canelo knows why it didn't happen. And he's got to keep moving forward. You know, got to keep moving forward. But it's gonna be a good fight to watch. I got Crawford on this one. The thing with him,
Jose Benavidez recently appeared at a press conference for the David Morrell vs. David Benavidez fight. In a conversation with Fight Hub TV, he was asked how he sees the Crawford vs. Canelo fight playing out, and he didn't hold back. "Like I said, Crawford's a beast. He's smart. He knows exactly what he's doing," Jose said confidently. While discussing Canelo, he admitted the Mexican star is naturally the bigger man, but added, size alone doesn't decide a fight. He continued, "Canelo's not that big of a guy. Sure, he weighs more, but you can't take anything away from Crawford. He goes in there and gets the job done." Jose also voiced frustration over his younger brother not getting the chance to face Canelo, saying, "Yeah, it's disappointing. Only Canelo knows why that fight didn't happen." David Benavidez has since moved up and won the interim light heavyweight title by defeating Alexander Gvozdyk. When asked more about Terence Crawford's ring IQ, Jose made it clear, he has nothing but respect for Crawford's sharp mind and skill inside the ropes.
Canelo did what he had to do to get the victory.
What do you want next? It seems like that's going to be the fight. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, the biggest fight in boxing.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there. So that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see. Come.
The thing about Crawford is that he's a smart fighter. Benavidez also pointed out Crawford's ability to switch between southpaw and orthodox stances, making him unpredictable and dangerous. He mentioned that many fighters seem nervous before even stepping into the ring with Canelo, but he doesn't think Crawford will have that mindset. Crawford's going in to win, not to lose. Even though he's only fought once at super welterweight and now has to move up 2 weight classes, Crawford believes he can become just the third man to defeat Canelo in 66 fights. What makes it tougher is that Canelo has already competed at light heavyweight twice, losing on points to Dmitry Bivol, but also stopping Sergey Kovalev to win a world title in a 4th weight class, showing his strength and durability. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, Kovalev said Crawford has the skills to beat Canelo, but the 14 extra pounds he'll carry at 168 could be the deciding factor. Terence Crawford is a fantastic boxer. I have huge respect for him. I think he's the best pound-for-pound fighter. If he moves up, he has a chance to win, but I'm not sure how comfortable he'll feel in that weight class.
Terence Crawford, based off his last performance with the Cuban William School, how do you think Canelo things are going to play out for Canelo come September 13 against Terence Crawford?
I think Canelo is the favorite of this fight. It's still a big than Crawford, and I don't know Crawford. How is Crawford now? It's my age, 39, and his last performance don't look good. So I pick Canelo in the room.
Yeah, any advice you can?
Canelo, Crawford, what do you think and how is sparring with each guy?
Anytime you spar with elite level guys, you know, you learn something from them and you gain experience. You know, I've been in the ring with Canelo Alvarez, as you said. I've been in the ring with Lanny Laura. I've been in the ring with Triple G. I've been in the ring with Adrian Broner. I've been in the ring with Daniel Jacobs. I've been in the ring with...
They're set to fight in the super middleweight division, which is a big jump. That added size can slow Crawford down during the match. Usually, fighters cut weight to boost their speed, agility, and movement. This weight class isn't ideal for Crawford, but I still believe he can win. Canelo will likely keep his guard up and try to pressure him, but Crawford is extremely smart. The big unknown is how he'll handle fighting at super middleweight. It's a lot of extra weight, once fought at 200 pounds, and I wasn't too light or too heavy, I was just slow. It didn't feel right. I think Crawford might be able to maintain his sharpness even as he moves up. If he stays in top shape, he can beat Canelo. Davis, who has sparred with both fighters during his career, is picking Crawford to win as well. He says preparation will be key, and believes Crawford is making the necessary adjustments for the 168-pound division. He's been holding extra weight for a while now, showing signs of serious training. That's all for now. Stay updated with boxing news, highlights, and events by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out. See you next time.